Hello, everybody. I just thought that wait for some people to arrive, if anybody is actually around at the moment. But I'm going to show you a quick overview of the dishwasher and the Siemens washing machine, which you've seen the Siemens washing machine already. This obviously was here. Now it's been moved in this new kitchen. It's a little bit dusty, just excuse that. But I'm just going to go for an overview of this particular machine, having owned it for about 3 months now. And then I'm also going to show you the dishwasher, which is the Neff Slimline dishwasher. But let's start with the washing machine. Don't know if people are going to come, so I'm just holding off just a little bit longer until somebody arrives. If anybody does arrive. I've also got Neff cyanide oven, the N50, and my fridge freezer is still there. And then we've got the microwave, which is a Panasonic, and we've got the Ninja stack with the Pro Cook, and there's a little juicer there as well. And then my sink is on top there, so yeah, not bad, not bad. I don't think anybody's going to come now at the moment, so I'm just going to start anyway. I can always go back to it at the end. So this is the Siemens washing machine. We'll turn it on. This is an IQ 500 with IDOS. In the UK, is only available with IDOS. This particular range. So this is the control panel. Quite smart. There's the features there you can see. So we can start with Eco 4060 cycle. This is automatic. It automatically senses the size of the load and then adjusts accordingly to get the energy label. So if you wash a full load, you get a full load wash. It does around 45 degrees for a full load. Whereas if you only put half load in, it does about 35 degrees. And if you put a small load in, it will adapt it again. So 3 hours 41 will be the maximum. You can have IDOS, so you can have it on detergent only, you can have it on softener only, or you can have it on off, or have both features on. As you'll notice, if you have the detergent on, it adds 1 minute because it has the sense. It does a different sensing phase on that. Currently I have in the IDOS chamber Persil Active liquid, and I have Comfort Pure fabric softener because they're my main detergents anyway. Like I said before, you can't select the temperature because it's automatic. You can have the spin speeds. You can't have any stains. You can't choose pre-wash. You can't choose steam, but you can have it on speed, which reduces it to 1 hour 17. And like even with the full load, you can it will adapt. So if you only put half load in, it will drop down to about an hour, and if you put a small load in, it will drop down to about 50 minutes. You can adjust the start time, well, the finish time. It goes up to 24 hours. I'm not going to do this every time because it takes too long. Like that. You can be more specific in the app, which I'll show you in a bit. But basically, if you wanted to set a particular time you wanted to start or to end, you can do that on the app and it'd be more precise. And then you've got the remote start button, which you press that, it activates remote start. It means you can use the app to control the machine. You can use the app even without that pressed in, but you can't start unless you've got that button pressed in first. And obviously then you've got the start pause button there, which is flashing to indicate it's ready to go. The Eco 4060 cycle has a 9 kilo capacity. Cotton cycle, which is a main cycle. Again, you can choose IDOS on both settings. One thing I didn't mention as well, if you look just above 1, you can see in the background there is a 2 with a liquid, basically IDOS 2 chamber. You can actually put a second detergent in instead of a softener if you wanted, and you can adjust the settings so that it appears instead. With cottons, you can choose the temperature. 90 degrees is possible, and then you can choose 80 and 70 degrees on the app. You can then choose 60. You can also choose 50 on the app, and then it goes back to 40 degrees again. The spin speeds, you've got 1600. You can actually have 1500 on the app as well, 1400, 1200. You can actually have 1100 on the app, 1000 on the app, and 900 on the app, 800. You can actually choose 600 on the app and 500 on the app, and then 400. And then this one means rinse hold. You can also choose no spin on some cycles, but not all of them. If no spin is available, then none of the spin speeds are shown. You then get 6 stains. You've got blood stain. This one adds a pre-wash and a soak to the cycle. It then uses high water level in the main wash and then adds 2 extra rinses. Tomato stain. This one adds 2 extra rinses. Grease and oil. This one turns on the water plus and also uses a temperature hold main wash. Red wine. This one has a temperature hold main wash and also uses water plus. Grass is the next one. This one, it doesn't use water plus, but it does do temperature holding. Hello, Janet. And then this one is sweat stain, which is the same as grease. It adds the temperature holding and then adds more water. The only difference between that one is if you choose the grease stain, it does quite a few little soaking bits, whereas with sweat, it keeps going with the fast tumbles all the way through. You can have pre-wash on this cycle. You can also add the steam option. Now, the steam option is essentially the IVS, or the reduced ironing, which they always used to have. It's just a more advanced version. It will basically add steam at the end of the cycle after the reduced creasing spin is carried out. And then it will also add an extended anti-crease after the steam phase so that the loads is more fluffy and easier to iron. Turn them off, turn that off. And then you can also have speed. Speed perfect. On 40 degrees is 1 hour and 2 minutes. It's 1 hour and 51 on 90 degrees. And it's 1 hour and 31 on 60 degrees. Now, on the cotton cycle in the app, it's also possible to choose all 16 of the stains. So you can choose any one of those that you wanted. You can also choose to have up to 3 extra rinses, water plus and soak in as a standard. You can also choose the mini load function. With mini load, as long as the load is below 0.5 kilos, so around 2 or 3 items, the machine will basically take half an hour to do a wash. If you put more than 0.5 kilos, so a very small load, if you put more than that in, it adapts it to essentially a various speed wash, but with a slightly shorter wash. So yeah, that's that one. I think I explained everything now on the app wise as well. You've got easy care. As you can see, this is 60 degree maximum and 1400 maximum. You can choose 50 degrees on the app as well. And obviously on spin speeds, you can choose the ones between as well. Wash whites on which cycle? Easy care. The problem with Easy Care, they've adapted. They changed Cotton's wash and they've changed the Easy Care wash, but the rest of the cycles seem pretty much the same as they've always been. On Easy Care, you get the intensive wash during the heating, but then it changes to like a reduced rhythm, a bit like the old Easy Care that they used to have with short pauses but very short tumbles. So it's probably better, more suited for synthetics rather than before where it was more like an intensive cotton wash, but shorter. So yeah, so far mostly I'm just using cottons because it's very good on the rinses as well. Whereas Easy Care rinses haven't changed, they're still the same. Use like that medium speed rhythm. Obviously if you choose stain you can't have variable speed. And then again on Easy Care on the app you can still select the multiple extra rinses, the water plus, the soak, and yeah, is tumbling speed still the same? It is on Easy Care, yeah, on the rinses it does that like a medium speed, unless you choose water plus where it will go back to faster tumbles. Yeah, I like the medium speed rinses as well. I just prefer the cottons because they've changed the cottons to more intense rinsing, which is actually better for the removal of the suds. Mix load has not changed at all. It's exactly the same as before. If you turn off IDOS, you'll see it's still the hour wash that it always used to be as well. Still allows up to 60 degrees. Like so, and you can always do up to 1600 as well. You can choose any of the stains. All the options are available, including ones on the app. One thing I didn't also mention, which you can do on the app, is you can choose reduced ironing standard instead of having the steam reduced ironing, which is better as well. If you don't want to stand around, wait around for 20 minutes for it to do the steam phase. Delicate silk, this cycle hasn't changed either. It's pretty much exactly the same as before. It uses a bit more water, I think, compared to how they used to be before, because you get, like, the main wash is pretty much at the drum rim level, and then the rinses comes up to about a quarter of the way up, rather than it being quite low sometimes. Again, depends on the load. You can't have steam on that one, but you can choose reduced ironing on the thing. You also can't choose speed on that one because it's already short, but you can choose mini load on the app and it goes down to about 36 minutes, so only 4 minutes shorter. Then wool, I've not even tried this yet because it's always been a pointless cycle. Don't know how it's going to be on this one. I've not tried and I don't really think I'm going to try. App programs. This is where you go on the app and choose from extra cycles. You get the, you can download cycles. You get the, like, My Time, I think it's called, which is essentially Rapid 15, but you choose what time you want the cycle to start for, something like that. So you can have like 20 minutes to 1 hour wash. It goes up to 40 degrees. And then you've also got the sports shoes cycle you can download as well. You also have, which is not on the dial, you have shirts wash, dark wash, and sportswear wash, which is the same as they used to be. They're basically on there, whereas you have to download the sports shoe and the rapid what's it called, My Time. Rinse is the same as before. You can have IDOS if you want. On the app you can choose water plus and extra rinses. Goes up to 1600. You can also choose reduced ironing, and it's strange, on the app you can choose added steam, but on here you can't, so I don't really know why that is. Spin and drain is standard. If you, this is what I meant by no spin. If you basically disappear, you've got no spin. It takes 1 minute. Outdoor waterproofing, this is the outdoor cycle. Goes up to 40 degrees. You can choose extra rinse on the app, and you can choose water plus on the app, and you can choose the normal reduced ironing on the app, but you can't choose pre-wash or soaking or mini load. You'll also notice rinse hold has been chosen as standard. It takes 55 minutes to do the wash and the rinse. It then holds the cycle after draining. You then add your waterproofing agent, deactivate, rinse, hold, and it will basically add the time back on to do the proofing stage. Or you can do it without that if you want to just do a straight through wash. You just deactivate it like I just did. Rapid 15 is again pretty much the same cycle as before. Still takes half an hour with IDOS, whereas the other cycles obviously add time on. And if you go for 40 degrees, it takes 35 minutes. Or with speed, it takes 20 minutes, 15 minutes on 30-20 and cold. Hygiene, they haven't really changed this that much either. It's pretty much the same as before. I think the only difference I noticed was it started doing the new Cotton's intense rhythm for like the last 5 minutes of the wash. Don't really understand why it didn't do it for the whole wash, but that's obviously how they've decided to do it. I also don't understand why this one doesn't go to 1600 as standard. Worth knowing as well, they still do the very long interim spins on this cycle, but the final spin is now the same as Cotton's in that it adapts depending on the load size. Whereas before, I quite liked Hygiene. Well, it used to be Allergy Plus, because it always did the long final spin. But that's quite good because the Cotton's final spin obviously is 1600 or over speed, which is good. You can have the stains. You can choose all 16 stains on the app. And speed takes 15 minutes off, which is the same as before. You can also choose mini load in the app as well on this cycle, but it only takes 15 minutes off as well. So I don't really know if there's any difference between that and speed. And then you've got Smart Finish, which is the new cycle for these particular range. Oh no, Auto Soft first. That's automatic cycle, but it's a load of rubbish. No point going into that. Smart Finish. This is steam face. You can actually have it doing a steam for dry clothes. If you have dry clothes in there, 1 kilo is the maximum load. But if you choose speed, you can put a single item in only and it'll drop the load down to 0.2 kilos. So that's that. Let's open the door now. And just show you the inside. It's got the 70-litre drum. As you can see, the extension at the back is the same as on my parents' machine, my old Bosch. There's the water fill. It's got the drum light, but it hasn't got 4D jet. Because this particular range, they decided to remove it on this range. I'm not sure why they didn't. The Bosch version has got it, but the Siemens hasn't. But I think it's because the load is 9 kilo rather than 10. But you've got the bigger drum. So yeah, and it's got the oil resist seal, whereas obviously my parents' one had the blue seal, which is the standard seal. This is probably quite good actually because I washed my chef whites in there, so it's good for keeping the grease away. As you can see, it's darker. Basically, it's darker seal than the blue one. Standard Bosch Siemens door. What was the new door, I suppose. So yeah, that's that. And then the detergent drawer. With the IDOS chambers. Just filled that one up. That's fabric softener comfort. And then this is the active Persil. Then you've got the manual chamber there. If you want to do powder or you want to put stain removers in, you can. It's a little sensitive on the closing. You have to make sure it's properly shut before you put the IDOS on, otherwise it starts beeping at you. Let me show you the settings menu quickly. If you press and hold these two, let's go into settings. Now, A3, I believe, is something to do with the alerts. Yeah. So this is the volume for the end of cycle beep, or the alert. B2, 1 is the button volume. C3 is the brightness, the panel brightness. I'll keep it on 3. And then Mixed Fabrics Drum Clean. You can actually activate Drum Clean from there, which does the standard drum clean. And then Drum Clean Reminder is turned on. And then you've got PC Update. Program count 75. So I've done 75 cycles apparently, although I had it on 30 before I even started. So I don't know if they were testing it in the lab or anything like that. Not sure. So yeah, you can choose Drum Clean on the app as well if you don't want to go through the settings. So yeah, that's the overview of the washer. I know it's quite short. I will try and show the app another time so you can see the features on there. So yeah, how many people are watching? 6 people watching. Do you like the darker seals these have? Looks quite sleek. Yeah, that's right. It's just the oil resistant, that's all. Bit different. Let's go this side now. This is my new kitchen. This is the new dishwasher. So this is the Neff S875H KX21G. Yeah, 57. Oh yeah, you know what I mean. This is the current range. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So it defaults to Eco. This is Slimline, by the way. So this is the Slimline version is shorter, obviously, on cycle durations. Eco 50 is the Eco Wash. You can choose to have extra dry, power zone, and extra speed. You can also select on the app the Hygiene Plus option. And you can also choose, once the cycle has started, to have it into the super silence on demand mode. If you choose super silence on demand, it will reduce the noise level by reducing the power of the spray, but it then extends the wash time. Auto 45-65 is standard on Neff, Siemens, Bosch. It's probably one of the more accurate ones on the market. You can have extra dry, power zone, and extra speed. You can also choose Hygiene Plus on the app and silence on demand. Chef 70 is the Neff program. It's essentially the same as the intensive wash that Siemens and Bosch have, but it also does an extra cleaning phase after the main wash, in that it reaches basically the first rinse will reach 72 degrees Celsius to break down any remaining oil. And then the final rinse is 72 rather than 69. You can't have extra dry or power zone on that because power zone is automatically activated. You can have speed, and you can also choose extra hygiene on the app. And you can also choose silence on demand on the app, but it only lets you activate silence on demand once it's in the rinse stage. So yeah. So yeah, that's that cycle. Forgot to mention as well, extra dry basically extends the drying time and it brings the temperature of the final rinse up to 75, but then it doesn't maintain it. Whereas on Hygiene Plus mode, which is in the app only, it heats to 76 degrees on the final rinse, and then it maintains 76 degrees as a constant throughout the final rinse to basically break down any hygiene things. So yeah, and then power zone is essentially intensive zone on the Bosches and Siemens. The bottom basket increases the intensity. It also maintains the wash temperature for a bit longer. Classic 60 is a shorter wash, which is just 60 degrees on main wash rinses, and the final rinse is 65. You can choose all the options again. You can also choose Hygiene Plus on the app and the silence mode. Glass is the Neff Sparkle, it's called, which is essentially a particular delicate wash and rinse for the gentle items, but you can have extra dry. You choose extra dry is what they recommend. It actually adds extra rinse aid as well to give even more shine. You can have Hygiene Plus on the app, and you can choose silence on demand on the app as well. The options blinking is because to indicate that the cycle has not started. When you press start, they stop flashing. So that's something to remember. You've got a favourites button, which is actually a pre-rinse unless you set a favourite. You can choose the favourite on the app, or you can choose it on here. Easy Clean is the hygiene rinsing of the tub, basically like a drum clean on the washing machine. You also get a rapid 29-minute wash on the app as well. And you can also download various extra cycles on the app as well, including like a 4-hour silent wash. And there's also a 1-hour 30-minute mixed wash, which I think is probably like this, but it's probably slightly different somehow, but I'll have to try them and see what they're like. There's also a 60-degree 2-hour wash, which seems to be like the old normal 60, I think. So yeah, that's all of the features on this. It has got remote start, obviously, and it's got 24-hour finishing time. And then let me just show I've got my light plugged in, so I can't really open this any further. Standard Bosch Siemens MEF chambers. Obviously, being slimline, you've got the standard slimline baskets, including knife rack and these 2 pull-out shelves. Also, because it's an F, they have the 3-stage rackmatic, whereas I believe on the Bosch and Siemens, they're just 2-stage on the slimline models. So that's where the premium is. You can also fold the spikes down if you want. And obviously it's got the 2 spray-ons because it's slimline rather than the big spray-on. And then the bottom rack is just a standard bottom rack with a basket because I didn't have the tray. Nef doesn't include the third drawer, which I like better. And again, the spikes are foldable on all of them. And then at the very back, you can probably see there, you've got the Nef Sparkle holders, basically for the Nef Sparkle program, the glass wash, which you can fold down and use it to wash tall wine glasses. This one doesn't come with the shower head because apparently the slimline models are not suitable to have the shower head. However, I have tried my mum's shower head in here and it does fit, so I might use that maybe once. So that's that. It's also got the info light at the bottom, which goes red when the cycle starts. So that's the Nef dishwasher. Also got the Nef N50 oven, which has the slide and hide inside, so you can... What about the settings on it? What settings? Hi motherboard 686 and Callum, by the way. I have seen the comments and wishy-washy guys here as well. Hiya, hope you're doing okay. Just reading the comments, see what you've got. Hi Reese. The settings on the dishwasher. What do you mean, what about the settings on the dishwasher? I just showed you the settings on the dishwasher. Extra dry, power zone, extra speed. Is that what you mean, or do you mean something else? Don't know. Don't understand what the comment is. Oh, the setup. Oh, okay. I have no idea what these do because I haven't tried it. Let's see what it comes up with. Water hardness. Rinse aid. D. I don't know what D means. Oh, extra dry. Oh, that's the B pin. Cycle count 1. Don't know. Not sure. I'll have to read the thing and then I will check for those options and I'll let you know. Do you actually use Finish? Yes and no. They gave me 2 Finish tablets included and a small packet of rinse aid, so I put the Finish rinse aid in. I used one of the tablets yesterday with just a very small wash because I just wanted to rinse it out properly. Did it on auto 45-65. Today I have got some stuff in there, so I'm going to use the chef cycle later because I'm going to do some cooking as well, and I'll use the other tablet. And then going forward, I have some of this rinse aid to put in afterwards, which is Christale, which is from Home Bargains. I've also got some Morrison's salt, which I put inside, which obviously is not finished. But for the main cleaning, I do have some of these ones to use as well. 55 pair tabs. So that's that. I'll just go for a little walk here. Show you my big box of Persil powder. I don't know if you can see that, but that's what I use for my whites at the moment. Huge box of professional Persil. And obviously in the IDOS, like I said before, you've got the just my kitchen extractor hood in there as well. Got the induction hob as well. This is just the standard. Would you try the new Fairy 30-min dish tabs? Yeah, potentially in the future. Just go with whatever's on offer. See what we've got on offer and use that. That's a juicer, Ninja, you've got the Ninja stack. The inside doing the dishwasher at the moment, so that's why they're not there. Panasonic microwave with the grill inside as well. This is an N50 range. You've got the Home Connect as well. You've got the light. Top and bottom heating. Which you can choose the temperature with that dial there. Grill and fan together. Then you've got full surface grill. And then you've got bottom heat only. Then you've got cleaning, which is pyro clean. You've got fan and bottom heat. You've got proving and baking. You've got slow fan, which is better for slow cooking. And then you've got fast fan, which is after that. How are you getting on with washer? Any bad points? Right, okay. Generally, the washer is very good. Very impressed. It's a lot better than the Bosch. That's obviously now my parents'. The results of the Cotton's wash are a lot better. The cloth comes out a lot cleaner. Even though Bosch was actually very good at cleaning stuff, this is like another level. The rinsing is also better because it uses a lot more water on the Cotton's rinses. The other cycles, like I said before, they're not really changed a lot. They're all pretty much the same as they always have been. So it's nice they adapted Cottons, and that's pretty much what I've been using all the time. Cottons with speed is perfect. And then just like my whites, I've been putting on the longer Cottons wash. What I would say, con-wise, is it's very sensitive, like I said before, with the drawer. You turn this on, probably won't do it now. Yeah, you hear the beep? Like the louder beep, that means the drawer is open even though the drawer is not open. I don't know if you just heard that or not. So yeah, very sensitive on that. The other con with this, and it's a con which is quite annoying, is if you open the door, you get the drum light. But if you turn it off with the door open, just wait for it to reset. You can hear it reset in a minute. Can you hear it clicking? That's the reset. If you turn it on now, the drum light will only come on for about 10 seconds. Normally. It's flashing again, even though the drawer's shut. So that's what I mean. And you see the drum light's gone off. So they're the two only cons really with this thing. The other thing I would say is the balancing technique. They've changed it from the old Bosch. I believe they don't have the sensor in there anymore with the movement sensor, so it just uses the motor to decide if it's safe to spin or not. Not too fussy if the load's big, but if the load's small, sometimes you have to wait quite a bit. It does reduce the sensitivity as the spin distribution takes place. So eventually it will spin unbalanced if it needs to. But obviously that takes time. And then the only thing I would say is the app, even though you can download the cycles, I've seen there's a lot more different cycles available in the app on the Bosch version. So I don't know why they didn't put this on the Siemens version. Does it sudstock much? I'm not seeing it sudstock at all yet. The pump, they've changed the pump, so the pump is more quieter and it actually drains out a lot quicker. Even though it's probably still the same pump, it's just different, quieter. So yeah, I'm yet to see it sudstock, which is good. Yeah. Anything else? You see the light goes on when you close the door. Any other questions you want to ask? Do you want to see the dryer? Maybe I'll show the dryer as well. I've got the dryer on at the moment. Let's go and see the dryer. This is still upstairs because I don't have space in the kitchen, obviously, for dryer in here. So just go upstairs here. So here's the dryer. This is drying bed linen at the moment on the bedding cycle. It says it's got 47 left. Press this, turn the light on. You get the light on for 1 minute. It's pretty hot already, which is good. This is an A+++ model. So yeah, what I was going to do, which I will show you as well now, is start the washer. Start the washer. So I've got some clothes to put in the washer. Let's see, we're going to go for cottons with IDOS 40 degrees with the speed. You see the light's on now because the door is open. Let's load it up. Got some colours to put in. Actually, that's what I was going to do. I was going to do mix load on 40. Because I wanted to see how it adapts it. Just to show basically that I used mix load as well. So mix load takes 1 hour and 1, whereas cottons does 1 hour and 2. Mix load doesn't do the intensive rhythms or the distribution rinses, but it is, even though it actually does quite a longer wash. So we'll go with that and see for this one. As you can see, the light comes on. This light will slowly go around the dial until its cycle is complete. Give me 1 second while I bring the light back and plug the phone in so it doesn't die. The lights. Whoops. Here we go. Now this light here means you can actually stop it and add more washing if you want to. If you press any of the buttons like that, the drum light comes on for about 30 seconds. Now it's filling through the front of the detergent drawer, which is underneath the IDOS. What's your most used cycle on Siemens? Yeah, cottons with speed. What detergent is in there? Yeah, Persil Active. Here we go. There it goes. All the detergent goes down the door glass. Obviously, the machine weighs the washing. It then adds. The machine weighs the washing and then adds the right amount depending on the weight. And then after 10 minutes, the machine will then add an extra dose if the load is bigger than expected or if the water is dirty. If the water is already detected as dirty, it adds more as well. So it's quite clever. Was the non-IDOS version available? No. They don't do a non-IDOS version in this in the UK. I think they do a basic range without the Home Connect and the all the other features that this one's got. Now that fill was through the front there, the main chamber, so if you wanted to manually dose, you can. That's also through the manual chamber. So now it's load adjusting. Doing a bleach clean, yeah, I know you are. You've put that a few times, Jan. Now it's filling through the front again, which is what mixed load has always done. Haven't washed the duvet or pillow yet, no. However, if I was to do them, I'd use cottons because it does quite a lot of adapting and does the deep rinses like I said before. Yeah, there is a shoe cycle. You can download that on the app. Takes an hour. It fills to the maximum level, which is about just under halfway, and it does slow ton. But I think I've filmed that already. I'm sure it's on the channel, but I can't remember. If I haven't uploaded it, I will do. I definitely filmed it. I filmed the shirt cycle as well, but that's exactly the same as the old shirt cycle, but I'm going to upload that at some point. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. With the shirt cycle, if you choose added steam, it still only does the 400 burst, and then it leaves them pretty wet, and then they get really hot with the steam, and it doesn't really work that well. So, yeah, it is on channel. Yeah, I thought it was. The heater has kicked in now, so it's started to heat. Does it have its own cycle that decides for you? Yeah, Auto Soft is there, but I mean, I used that one and one said it was rubbish. It's Auto Soft is basically the delicate cycle, but with less water, so I don't really understand that. And then it supposedly detects the soiling and everything inside and adds more as it needs to, which is good, but I'd rather use delicates and have more water. And then obviously Eco 4060, they automatically decide the temperature and the duration. But that's based on load level rather than soil level. There's no automatic normal, because if there was an automatic normal, then that would probably be better for normal clothes, I guess. I mean, personally, I would have taken that auto soft off, and then I would have done the like a shirt cycle on the dial, or maybe even added the towels wash, which I quite like the towels wash. A lot of people don't like that because of the weird spin, but I quite like the long spin with fluffing. It's good for uniforms, and it's good for bed linen as well. What's the max rinses on this machine? You can add up to 3 rinses on the app. The hygiene wash does 4 rinses, so if you add 3, you get 7 rinses. So that'll be the maximum. Cottons does 3 rinses as standard, or 2 with Speed Perfect. Easy Care does 3 as standard, or 2 with Speed Perfect. Mixler does 2 as standard. Delicates does 2 as standard. Wool, who knows? Rapid does 2 as standard. Outdoor does 3 as standard. So yeah, and then Dart Wash does 3 as standard, which is on the app. Shirts does 2 as standard on the app. Sportswear does 2 as standard on the app. And the sports shoes does 2 as standard on the app. So down to 53 minutes so far. Hi Craig, yeah, I like the Series 6 in graphite. It was a toss-up between that and the stainless steel Siemens, but I went for the Siemens because I like the Siemens, just like the look better. Even though I expect it to be grey, not stainless steel. So that's quite good. And also the Siemens does 1600, whereas the Bosch only does 1400. Which that was a big factor because I didn't really want to have a slower than 1600. Even though I think your Series 6 will be pretty much the same if it's the graphite version. Although it'll have the 4D jet, so I don't know if it'll do the intense rhythm as well. Might still do the old programming. Because yeah, that's something else I noticed is if you've got the 4D jet, you still get the old rinses, whereas this one does the spin rinses, which I would have expected the 4D jet to do the spin rinses as well, but don't know. Do you have Alexa? No, I don't have an Alexa. I don't particularly want one. I've got Siri anyway, so. How is the Bosch going? Bosch is at my parents' and it's still pretty good. Now onto the main wash. 48 left. As you can see as well, they gone back to the long tumbles during heating on mixed load as well, which is good. Whereas on parents' Bosch, it does the like the shorter tumbles during heating, which I quite like that. They have changed a little bit then, here and there, on mixed load and other cycles, but only minor. Does it reach true boil wash temp? From my understanding, I haven't tried 90 degrees yet, but I've done 70 a few times. It uses less water on the boil wash settings, so 70, 80, 90. So it helps it heat up more, which I believe will probably mean that it'll reach 85, 90 degrees on the boil wash. But I haven't tried it yet. I will try it at some point. I'm going to save up some white towels that I've got. I'm going to put them on and see what happens. I'm going to upload that as well at some point. Not this week, probably a few weeks' time. How is dryer? Yes, I showed it as dryer already in this video. If you scroll back, you'll be able to see it. But it's very good. Liking the heat pump because it's a lot less energy consumption. Can you do a wash day video? Probably not, no. Yeah, I've seen you put the IQ 700 dryer on service wash on Facebook. That's hard. WM31 was very good. And then probably this Siemens, I'd say. It was the Bosch, but obviously I've had the Siemens now, and the Siemens is top. The dryer, the best dryer we had was the TVF 770. That was nice dryer. Didn't take too long. Got on with it. Sense was very good. Although this dryer that I've got now, Hisense, that's very good as well, and it's a lot less energy usage, so quite like that. Yeah, Iron Assist and Smart Finish are exactly the same. It's the same as added steam, exactly the same as well. Like I said before, added steam is just reduced creasing, final spin, and then it does the steam phase, and then it does like a long anti-crease at the end. That's the only difference. Whereas Smart Finish or Iron Assist is for dry clothes, and it's the same thing, either 19 minutes or 23 minutes, depending on how much you've got inside. Heats the water up in the drum, below the drum, so you get steam, and then it's designed to help with the ironing. See, we've got 9 people watching. That's good. We've already done the overview of the washing machine, the dishwasher, gone upstairs to see the dryer. Now we're on the mixed load, 40 degrees, without any options other than IDOS. The WM3 one was fantastic. Yeah, it was. The HE7 wasn't too bad. You just had to use the whites wash, otherwise it was just didn't give any performance. And then the Bosch, Parents Bosch, that's very good. Just now I've got the Siemens, you think, wow, the performance. Did you have WM31 from brand new? I believe they got it from a place that does like damaged goods as such, because there was a dent at the back. But yeah, it was brand new. A bit like an outlet, I suppose, but before they had outlets in those days. It was like a warehouse you used to go to, and they had products that were not 100%. I'm contemplating taking the heat shield off this, but I'm just giving it just a little bit longer just to make sure everything's correct on it first before I go messing around with that. Yeah, I'd like a vintage machine, but I haven't got space. That's the problem at the minute. I didn't really plan to have loads of machines here. I've only got this space for this one, and because I've had the kitchen done, I'm not going to mess around pulling this out and putting another one in here and there. I'll just keep this one going. The only thing I'm tempted to do, could put a few in the drying room upstairs if you've got plumbing. Technically, that's a bedroom. Yeah, I could potentially add some plumbing, but if I came to sell this property, say 5-6 years time, it'd be awkward trying to make a Oh, I thought the graphite Bosch had this heat shield. I thought they all had the heat shield. Unless you've got the more basic range. I thought you meant the top of the range one, the Series 6. If you did, then it definitely does have a heat shield on, yeah. It's got like a plastic thing, like this. Unless you took it off. I mean, this you can take it off. There's screws to hold it in place. It's still heating. The problem with these new ones, these new machines, the heaters are probably smaller because they're trying to be more energy efficient, and then you can't actually hear them heating as much. Yeah, that's what that is. You can't see it now, but there's stains. You can choose 16 stains on the app. No, Series 8's top of the range. If you go back in this video, Craig, you can watch the overview and you can see what features I've got here. Hello, HF Wash Machines. How are you? You missed the overview and you missed the reviews of the washing machine and the dishwasher, which I've got now, and the tumble dry upstairs. But this is the mixed fabrics wash, which I started doing. This is mixed load 40 degrees. Show you if it does it now. Maybe this, Craig, maybe. Yeah, there you go, you see the stains. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Just had my new kitchen installed. Everything is back to myself now, so got everything in, which is good. My washing machine is in a different place. I'm sure you've probably noticed it's around the corner because I've got this inside here. I've got this cupboard that goes right into the corner now, whereas before I didn't have like a dead space in this corner. The dishwasher's in here. Did show this already, but let's show you again for the people that didn't see the first time. Slimline dishwasher is inside there. There you go. Bit of a lock here and there, like that. Craig, if you go back in the video, like I said earlier, go back in the video, you'll be able to see the overview, and I'll tell you all the programs, including the app programs. But yeah, they're the ones on the dial there, and the options. Thanks, Janet. they're the options on the machine. And then, like I said before, in the app you can choose mini loads, you can choose extra rinse up to 3, you can choose water plus, you can choose soaking, you can choose all 16 stains, you can choose rinse hold separate to the spin speeds, and you can choose reduced ironing normal instead of having the added steam reduced ironing. Well, I'm going to end up. Mine has cottons, ecos, easy care, delicate, salt, rinse, spin, drain. Yeah. Well, I'm going to end the video now, guys. Thank you very much for watching this short live video. Hope you enjoyed the overview. If there's anything else anybody wants to add now, then please do so, and I'll see what I can do. Otherwise, I'm going to end the video, and thank you for watching. Bye, bye HF washing machines. Thank you for watching. Hope you've all enjoyed the video. Thanks again. Okay, thanks then. Bye.